Day in and day out, all of us in our Temple Bethel community strive to live our best Jewish lives. Together, we celebrate Shabbat and holidays. We learn for ourselves, and we educate our children. We find friendships and points of connection through circles and chavurot, social justice and music, leadership and volunteering, and in places we never imagined. You call on us to guide you through the most meaningful moments of our lives: weddings, b'nai mitzvah, the birth of a child. These are the moments we live for and the memories we hold closest to our hearts. But in a moment's notice, life can change. The sudden loss of a loved one, an illness, financial distress, spiritual unrest, a catastrophe. And in those moments when you look to Temple Bethel, we don't look away. We are there to help, to comfort, to embrace, and to lift you up until you can stand on your own again.
When Andy and I walked into Temple Bethel for the first time, we had chosen to attend a Friday night service. And the feeling that I had experienced was one of a very welcoming community.
Temple Bethel has helped us through many hardships, through loss of family members. The most impactful was about 3 years ago when we hit the roughest patch that our family had to experience, and the temple was there.
We just experienced, for the first time in our lives, the ability not to be able to bring home an income, to put food on the table. It was a really devastating time in our lives.
The temple donated a lot when it came to groceries. They would deliver things to our home that we couldn't afford at the time, and it was able to keep us going.
It was like opening a floodgate to opportunity, and it was really a emotional but also a very uplifting time. Our son was an athlete. We were able to keep him involved, and I think that was the key for us during that time period, is just staying connected.
Rabbi Dan was able to talk to me and make me realize that life has circumstances like these, and I was able to realize that we were going to be okay, and that this tough time was just a small time of my life.
This congregation has taught our son to not be afraid to be himself and to embrace giving back to others and giving back to the community.
When we were actually requesting assistance, we felt a relief. We felt more than supported. We felt almost like the divine had dropped in angels into our life. It's the best way I can describe it.
The growth that we have experienced through being a part of this congregation cannot be overstated. So without this temple family behind us, I think we would be in a much more difficult place. There is no feeling like knowing you have this big and this strong of a family behind you when you need them.
I was nervous to request help, but the response was overwhelming. It's just a joy to be a part of a community that really, truly means it when they say, when you enter these doors, you are not only loved, but you're held.
In a moment's notice, 4 simple words that are often accompanied by an event we could never be prepared for. It's not that we aren't resilient. It's not that we can't be strong and stoic. What it comes down to is that in a moment's notice, our life changes so drastically in the emotion, the shock, the grief. It's all too much for us to endure alone. Imagine facing these hardships without the warmth, the compassion, and the support of your Temple Bethel clergy and community. This year, we estimate that over 300 households will turn to Temple Bethel in their darkest hours. This is your chance to strengthen our Temple Bethel community with the critical resources needed to help our most vulnerable members navigate the most challenging moments of their lives. We are all vulnerable to the hardships that life throws our way. Although the challenges we face may differ, one thing remains the same. Temple Bethel will be here for you in a moment's notice.